It is a miracle that I stand before you today. No, not because somebody wanted to throw me in a pothole when I came here. No, that's not the reason. It is because I almost didn't make my flight today. I staggered to the airport early in the morning, and after going through 3 counters, and at the business section, she said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, boarding is closed." Suddenly, I was awake. I sprung to attention and did the only thing I could. I pled. I said, "I have to go." She said, "Well, there's a flight at 7:30 in the evening." I said, "No, TEDxMICA is now." Looking back, I probably should have told her that I'm out to get married, because that always gets the attention of people in our country. She made 2 phone calls and finally handed me my boarding pass, saying, "All the best, the gate is shut." As I ran towards the next counter, I already knew that I would have to fight these ladies in the line. I did, and they very brusquely told me, "No, you can't go ahead." I said, "I'm Mumbai ki Rani." They didn't care, which was cool. And then I hustled further. I found an attendant and I told her my plight. She put me ahead. I went through. In the lift going down, I caught the attention of a very handsome pilot. And he asked me, "Where are you going?" I said, "Hopefully to Ahmedabad, but I don't think I'll make it." To which he said, "Well, you will, because I'm flying you there." And that's how, ladies and gentlemen, I have made it to TEDxMICA this morning. Talia is good. Yes, yes. Which actually, I learned another lesson as a result, that no matter who you are and where you are in life, getting attention will always be a hustle. You could be the Pope or the common man. The kind of attention you need may differ, but you will always have that hustle for attention. So, when was the last time someone gave you attention? It was your birthday, perhaps. You put up a picture of your cake-smeared face, 200 likes on Facebook. Yay! Instagram, that last picture with the light hitting your hair just right, and you've pouted and you gave Angelina Jolie a complex. And then that person who hasn't spoken to you in 10 years hit the heart button. Did that feel like attention? Was it good? The fact is, attention is not easy. It is a costly, difficult commodity. Look at how our language puts it. It says you pay attention. It's a currency. It frustrates. It evades. It's hard to get. But if you did get it, what would you do with it? Can you use the luxury of attention to create something incredible for people other than yourself? I did not know this when I started out. I did not know that attention would change my whole life. Even as a kid, I was a performer. I used to sing, dance, host plays. I got the attention of the neighborhood, school, my mom. And it was good for me. I liked the attention. Don't we all? Until one day, the wrong kind of attention came my way. I was 14, and I had taken the bus for the first time, on my own. I remember I was wearing this Rani pink salwar kameez, and I was already anxious because it was my first day of classes at the 10th standard. This already anxious ride became worse, very disturbing and disgusting. Not because the bus was semi-crowded, no, but because this gentleman decided that he would spend this journey stuck to my body. Awkwardly, I moved up the aisle, thinking that maybe he really didn't have enough place to stand. I was, after all, a child, but I was wrong. He moved with me to the front of the bus. Angry, upset, sad, disgusted, I almost jumped out of a moving bus and turned around, and in my angriest voice, I said to him, "Aapko sharam nahi aati? Are you not ashamed?" Even at my angriest, I was really respectful. But I remember thinking, why didn't one pay attention? So, that brings me to my next lesson in attention. It is not always easy, almost impossible, to get the right kind of attention. So, how did I, this kid that got molested on a bus while no one was paying attention, or in St. Xavier's College, who crept in and out of class without the teachers even noticing, how did I manage to get the nation's attention? So, in 2003, when I started my job, I was given a single bit of advice, which was also the most dangerous for a young professional. I was told, fit in, blend in, camouflage. Against my better instincts, that's exactly what I did for 3 weeks. 3 whole weeks. I was a safe, neutral, friendly voice. Until one day, I just wasn't.
ये मामू कल रात को ज्यादा हुई थी क्या? मेरी दादी माँ कहा करती थी कि बेटा खुद ही धुल जाएगी दामन और चोली, जाओ जाओ खूब खेलो होली। कभी गोबर पोता
आप तो पूरा अधिकार है हमारे ऊपर उंगली उठाना।
मैं हमेशा उंगली करूंगी, मैं हमेशा उंगली for the betterment of my city.
प्रॉमिस सर, आयच्या चप्पलची शपथ बोला। नहीं तो मैं बोलती हूँ आयच्या चप्पलची शपथ तो मेरी लाइन है। चलो इश्क लड़ाए, चलो इश्क लड़ाए, दादर के पुल के नीचे मैं आपसे ज्यादा बोलता हूँ। सर पानी भर गया। सर कहाँ सब मिला सब All right, that was just an example of the madness that radio was not used to. It was a very formal medium, and we kind of made it informal. We changed it. Radio was my medium. Like I changed it, it transformed me. My inner voice was now out there in front of an audience of 20 lakh people a week. My meek voice had now found its fun, fierce streak. I got a lot of attention. And I loved it. And the only fitting in I wanted to do was in my pair of jeans. Things around me had begun to change. I had a graveyard shift, which is a midnight shift that only my mom listened to, I believe. And I got the mecca of shows, which is breakfast, prime time, morning. Awards for radio were also a fairly new concept. And after the first few awards came in, and my name wasn't on those lists, I began to get upset. Because I had received the appreciation of the people, and 20 lakh people a week is a lot. And yet, no award in sight. As I was giving up hope, we got a call saying that a new award has been instituted, and that I was to receive the award for the fresh, young talent of the year. I also heard that John Abraham was getting an award in a different category at the awards. It was huge. For a young professional like me back then, it was like I had arrived. I still remember asking my programming head, what should I wear? What should I say? Who should I be? I asked her this. I still hadn't figured out that to be successful, one needed to be the best version of themselves. I was, of course, I believe, born to be a storyteller, and I had found my medium. I decided to make the most of it, use my potential, do all those things I wanted to, sing, dance, act, break the glass ceiling, conquer the world, and then it happened. The radio station shut down. I was jobless. It was over. So lesson number 2. Like an investment in the share market, attention also, you can lose it as quickly as you've gained it. As I was experimenting in those months with what to do next, about 6 months later, a strange thing happened. I walked down my building compound and I saw that I couldn't get out. My compound gate was barricaded. A politician and his cronies had set up chairs, a stage, and a day-long program of speeches. I remember thinking distinctly, this has to be illegal, right? And I also remember thinking, what if in an emergency, somebody had to take their cars out of this gate? How would they get out? So I went up and politely asked the gentlemen what they thought about it. To which they said, this is how it's going to be for the rest of the day. Get used to it. They didn't pay me any attention. And so, jobless as I was, I decided that I would get them to pay attention. I called all the newspapers that I knew of. This is, by the way, with zero connections. I called up and a small paper decided to pick up the story. And to my joy, in the next day's paper, front page, a mini article. It was all there. A photo, a headline, quotes, and an apology from the powerful men. I had moved the men with the chairs. This was my first victory for the common man. And of course, I didn't know it then. Lesson number 3. Attention is power. So if you wield it well, you will attain the unimaginable. A month later, at my new job, this story that I told casually got me where I wanted to be. My voice had a new home. The radio scene was also changing. It was 3 years since the dawn of private radio. It was time for a new kind of radio. But it was broadly understood that no sex, no politics, and no religion will be spoken about on the airwaves. Yes. So then, how did we do it? How do we talk about the things most important to the common man? Now more than ever, we needed it. Discourse, debate, ways of thinking, channeling their energies. How? Things that build a city. All, of course, within a smile and a lot of entertainment thrown in. So we found ways. We did skits, dramas, songs. And one song in particular got the nation's attention. Show of hands if you know what I'm talking about. What? That's it? All right, then it's time we got schooled.
मुंबई तुला पावसावर भरोसा नाही का मुंबईचं ट्रॅफिक किती लांब लांब ट्रॅफिक मध्ये आपण जाम जाम सिग्नलचा आकार कसा गोल गोल मुंबई तू माया सॉन्ग गोड बोल.
I should have done this in Gujarati as well, no? Just for Ahmedabad. Okay. So, it's not like every pothole got filled either. But it got the attention of the authorities. And how? It also got the people to care and to believe in the power of their voice. This moved a lot of things. A lot of nuisances like this are in people's faces every day. But we have ceased to notice them, ceased to pay attention, either because they seem hopeless or because they faded to the background. So when we did our Don't Be Horny campaign, don't giggle, we did not expect the city to stop honking overnight. And of course they didn't. But more recently, a listener came up to me and said that since you've done that campaign in 2015, I haven't touched the horn once. The impact that it had made on this one listener made me believe that there must be so many others out there. We had taken an old idea, given it a new form, and initiated a much needed conversation. It was done artfully, and it had got the people's attention. So, attention is also the power of the voices it manages to raise. These are stories that helped build my career, getting the city to come together to raise money for the children of commercial sex workers by telling their stories, bringing people to visit the elderly, the aged, by bringing them their pain, getting people to be sensitized to their own needs and to the needs of society, well, by just sensitizing them. I've also had the incredible good fortune of preventing a crime. On the 31st of October 2017, Abhay wrote to me on Facebook, and he said to me that he was being asked to be part of a kidnapping, which was to occur 2 days later. He did not want to go to the police by himself because he thought he might be implicated and he wanted a trusted voice to help him. Well-meaning voices told me to not do this because it was a ploy for attention. It could be a ruse, they said. I anyway paid attention to it and I connected him to the police. And it turned out that I was right. 2 days later, the police caught 3 men, knives in hand, almost ready to go kidnap a little child in Mumbai. And they were caught and put behind bars. So, with this story, I'm asking you to flip the attention equation. When we started out, I asked you, when was the last time someone gave you attention? Now I want to ask you, when was the last time you paid attention? If you look around you and you see, you will find people, things that need your attention. They don't put up a show. They don't make a noise. They don't have a campaign to back them. But your friend, perhaps, who's struggling with mental health, so quiet that she could be drowning. That watchman who opens the gate for you every day and needs that extra sweater during winter. That puppy with a broken leg that could possibly be helped by fostering. A grandparent struggling every day with the empty nest syndrome, with loneliness. Or that 15-year-old girl on the bus that is voicelessly pleading to you to pay attention while she gets molested by a stranger. The fact is that I have gained a lot from the attention I have received. Awards, rewards, social media following, my ability to come here and stand and share my journey with you. Things that held me in awe a decade ago is now part of the everyday, like talking to listers. I firmly believe that it is because I paid attention that I received attention. So please, believe not only in the power of gaining attention, but also in paying attention. Because when you pay attention to the things that really matter, I believe you become the best version of yourself and sometimes manage to do the unimaginable. Thank you.